Just wanted to talk, that's all.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. If you're like me, you were in a foul mood last night. I didn't expect the Yankees to win. My prediction was actually that they would lose 7-1. But when Judge hit that home run, I made the rookie mistake of letting myself get my hopes up. You know, I felt like for a minute, oh, this could be one of those career highlight moments for Judge, you know? And to be fair, I have watched it about a dozen times today. From every conceivable angle, all of the fan angles, we've watched it a zillion times. And it hasn't gotten old. But there is a little bit of a cloud over it because the Yankees lost. You know, and I don't know if it'll make his career highlight reel. I suspect it might. But that was a dong for sure. Ryan Yarbrough threw the ball okay. The bullpen was good enough. Just couldn't scratch across that last run. And, of course, the decision to pitch to Carlos Narvaez in the 10th. Now, maybe if you pitch to Roman Anthony instead, maybe they pinch hit for him. You know, that's obviously a possibility. Not something that the crowd would have loved, pinch hitting for the young kid in a big spot. But, hey, that's baseball. A lot of times, and this goes for all sports, not just baseball. If you have traded a player, and then that player is put in a position to potentially beat you, a lot of times they will. That's just the mentality that comes with being a professional athlete, I think. I mean, cue the Michael Jordan meme, right? I took that personally, right? But congratulations to the Red Sox on pulling within 8.5 games of first place in the AL East. Congrats, seriously. By the way, Michael Jordan coming to NBA coverage on NBC. I am 1,000% going to watch more basketball because of that. I can't wait to see that. I love Michael Jordan. He's great. Anyway, great thing about baseball is we don't have to sit and marinate for a bad loss very often, unless it happens in Game 5 of the World Series. But I feel like most of the time, next day you get a chance to get back off the mat and do some damage. So in the immortal words of Mariano Duncan, we play today, we win today, that's it. Do some damage too. All right, so Carlos Rodon on the mound today against Hunter Dobbins again is a rematch of last Saturday. We'll talk about that pitching matchup in a minute, but first I have some thoughts on the umpires because last night was terrible. Ray Kurzweil says that he's a futurist. He says that we could have full-blown artificial general intelligence by 2029. Which coincidentally was the year that the Terminator War takes place in where everybody comes back from in the Terminator movies, the year 2029. Ben Goertzel, the guy who runs Singularity.net and invented Sophia, the first robot citizen, is out here saying robots might be doing your laundry and doing your dishes and doing your taxes in the next 5 years. Boston Dynamics has machines that are doing parkour, breakdancing, dogs and stuff. And yet, we've still got middle-aged fat guys with chest protectors and attitude problems making the calls in Major League Baseball like it's 1974. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? We're 5 years away from humanoid robots that'll clean your toilet and mow your lawn and tuck in your kids, but we still got these blind-ass human beings making calls in games and can't even get it right on replay. I'm all for the ABS system, sure, but I'm also for the total elimination of umpires as soon as possible. As soon as possible. Last night, DJ LeMahieu not only got hosed on the ball that hit the line, but he got tossed for daring to have a human reaction and told the umpire, hey, you blew that call. And he got tossed. And Boone got tossed. For what? For what? And they got it wrong on replay. What are we doing here, guys? What are we doing? I keep hearing all this concern about AI taking jobs. Well, what about the workers? What about humanity? If AI wants to take over one profession immediately, please, for the love of God, make it umpires. I will donate to the robot umpire Kickstarter today. You're telling me that we've got ChatGPT doing therapy sessions on people. We got robots doing gymnastics. We got Neuralink hooking monkeys up to play Pong. But the best we can do in baseball is this crack squad of unmotivated personnel. I'm done. I'm done with umpires. The second we can just replace them completely, I'm done. We need laser precise, emotionless, Terminator style, but don't hold grudges, robots that not only go behind the plate and call balls and strikes, but the Hawkeye cameras that judge the lines, the bases, one that doesn't toss DJ for blinking too aggressively. I mean, come on. Umpires are supposed to disappear into the game, not become the game. They're not the stars. They're the traffic cones. Replace them. Replace them all. If a toaster can have a conversation with a dog robot, then automating a baseball game should be no mystery in 2025. I don't want the human element. Pedro says, you lost me here, Derek. If you play MLB The Show, just play MLB The Show if you don't want the human element. Hey, it's my opinion. What virtue does the human element add to the game? Give me that. What does the human element add to baseball? You want the game to be better, put AI behind the plate, put AI in the cameras. Enough already. If you can tell instantly that a fastball spun exactly 2,937 times, you can get the calls right every time. And that's what I want. That's what I'm advocating for. All right, so we're going to get the lineup, and then we'll do the pitching matchup. So tonight we got Trent Grisham leading off in center field. Aaron Judge with the big home run last night. He is in right field. We got Ben Rice at DH tonight. Still no Giancarlo Stanton. Boone said he was not expecting him this weekend, but stranger things have happened. Maybe we'll see him tomorrow night, but more than likely, we'll see him on Monday against the Angels. And then that's a nice homestand where he should be able to kind of, get back into the groove against some not great teams. You got the Angels for 4, and then you got the Orioles for 3, and then you go to Cincinnati, Great American Small Park. Then you got a day off, and you play the A's at home. So that's a stretch where he could do some real damage and not go his usual 1 for 50 when he comes back. Paul Goldschmidt at first base tonight in the cleanup spot. Thank God. I like him better in an RBI spot. Jazz Chisholm at third base, back in the game. Anthony Volpe, who made one of the worst base running blunders that I've seen last night, trying to steal third base and getting thrown out. And what was worst was that Aaron Boone defended it.
It's all right there in front of us.
Did not care for that at all. Jason Dominguez in left field today. Austin Wells behind the dish, and DJ LeMahieu at second base. Hopefully he can play the entire game today, and this game is on Fox. So tune in for that. Let's take a look at the pitching matchups. So we got Carlos Rodon versus Hunter Dobbins again. Rodon got roughed up by the Red Sox last time out. Big 3-run home run was his undoing, but also 3 walks. 5 innings, 5 earned runs. It raised his ERA up to a still very impressive 2.87. You see the StatCast numbers, well above average in pitching run value, fastball run value, his breaking run value, his off speed. I mean, everything across the board except for his extension, which I'm not sure makes a huge difference, is phenomenal. His walks, a little bit below average. You'd like to see, if he gets up to where he's in the 70th percentile of walks, watch out. He's never going to lose again. Fastball velo, 94 miles an hour. It's actually lower than league average, which surprised me. But he can pump it up to, 98 when he needs it. We've seen it a few times. I think he's learned to pitch at kind of a lower velocity. We got Hunter Dobbins, 3-1, 4.20 ERA. He's a rookie. I thought that he pitched okay last weekend in New York. 3 runs in 5 innings. Judge hit a home run off of him. He's this guy that hates the Yankees and talked a bunch of smack. So it would make me feel really good if we could hang a 6 or a 7 spot on him today. Given the resilience that we've seen from Carlos Rodon lately, I think he's going to bounce back today. I think the Yankees lineup won't be shut down for a third day in a row. They're going to break out today, 6-7 runs for the Yankees, maybe a run or 2 off of Rodon, maybe a run or 2 off the bullpen. I'm going to say 7-4 Yankees today in a victory. All right, let's talk trades. So this is a segment that I want to introduce to these shows, which is fans calling in with their trade ideas. So we got a call here with some possible trade suggestions, and I'll go through as they are mentioned and put them up on the screen. We'll talk a little bit about them.
Derek, love the stuff last night. Hey, guys, I know, tough loss, but we played pretty well. Hung in there against a good pitcher. Judge came up clutch, and man, we got hosed with DJ losing that hit. I mean, clearly hit the foul line. Just unacceptable. I thought for sure that was going to be overturned. I think the ump even knew he got that wrong, but hey, we're going to come back tomorrow, right the ship, and I'm sure we'll play better. It's going to be a tough game against Khrushchev anyway, but hey, I've got some trade deadline suggestions, and they shouldn't be deadline because every price goes up at the deadline. So for Cashman, I'm calling for him to make something happen before it gets too late and there's too much competition. I've got a couple suggestions. If they really wanted to add to the infield, I think Eugenio Suarez would be a great option. Arizona might not be all in it this year, and hey, if we can trade some minor league talent or part with maybe an outfielder or something just to get a great infielder like that, who can hold down third if another infielder gets injured. Jazz has shown he's kind of injury prone. That would be a big right-handed bat for our lineup. Might be possible. Now, I know our starting pitching has been kind of a struggle all year. I love a bullpen piece, but starting pitching is so important in the playoffs. Couple suggestions. I think Taj Bradley, potentially from the Rays, if we could maybe move something to them, find a piece that they're interested in. They're probably falling out of it as the summer goes on. They're kind of hanging in there, but not too great. I would love to get him. If not, maybe Nick Pivetta, or hey, DeGrom or Luis Castillo. Seattle needs some offensive help, I think, still. Maybe we take their big contract for Castillo and get that big right-handed starter that we need for the playoffs.
Appreciate the call. Okay, so there's a lot to unpack there. Let's begin with Taj Bradley. I, under no scenario, think that the Rays would trade him to the Yankees. One, they love Taj Bradley. He's young. He's 24. He's got a bright future. And the Rays, well, to be honest, they don't have their future ballpark stuff settled. So we don't know for sure, what their financial outlook is going to be. But I think that they'll try and re-sign him. They like to re-sign their young pitchers if they can. Sometimes they'll trade him, but he seems like a guy that they'll bring back. I can't, under any circumstances, imagine them trading him to the Yankees. And to be honest, it worries me to trade with the Rays at all. I'm going to make my camera a little bit bigger here on screen if I can. Yep. All right. Here we go. It worries me to trade with the Rays because they always seem to have the edge on us analytically. Nick Pivetta. That's not a bad idea. He's having a good year. He is 6-2, 3.48 ERA with the Washington Nationals. Really good metrics. Last year, not great. 6-12, 4.14. Year before that, 4.04, 10-9. Veteran. I don't hate this one. I don't hate it. Depends on what the price is. Would not overpay. Would not give a major prospect for him. Manuel, we already looked at the lineup. Just back it up 5 minutes. Jacob deGrom. I don't know that the Yankees will take on that kind of money. I mean, as good as he is, and Texas, I don't know if they're going to even move him. They might. But deGrom is lights out right now. Wouldn't shock me if Texas thinks they can make the playoffs. I don't even know what's the standings. Right? Where is Texas in the standings right now? I'll check in a minute. Anyway, great numbers, great StatCast numbers, but I can't see them moving him. But if they do, I don't think the Yankees would take on that money. I could see the Dodgers doing it. I could see the Dodgers trading for him. And then Luis Castillo, 4-4 with a 3.29 ERA. His StatCast numbers are not great. Not great. He does have a pretty good fastball, but across the board, not too much better. And then Luis Severino, somebody out there. Maybe if you deal for him, he goes back to the Mets form last year where he was 11-7 with a 3.91. He is currently 2-6 with a 4.47, just kind of going through the motions out there with the A's, pitching for a bad team. And then we talked about Merrill Kelly yesterday with Ray. I called him Jackson Merrill on the post-game show, which was dumb. But I mean, it's like the Oswaldo Cabrera and Oswald Peraza. Every announcer screws that up when they come into town. Two Merrills on the same team. Don't blame me. But he's somebody I would definitely be interested in. I'd probably pay a little bit more for him because he's still having a good year, and he does have an expiring contract, and the metrics also look good. So there's three possibilities there. But call in with your thoughts on potential trades. And anyway, I don't know that Cashman's going to unload the farm this year. I think they'll make some moves, but I expect the moves this year will be more moderate. I expect bullpen pieces, things like that. So call in with your trade ideas, and we'll do some more of these throughout the weeks leading up to the deadline. All right, Nostra Derek.
This was built by a wizard.
My prediction today, Jason Dominguez, who's catching all sorts of hate from Kendall Wiggins in the comments. Jason Dominguez, to me, is a future MVP, definitely a future All-Star. I think he's going to be the future of this ball club, and he's doing impressive things for a rookie. And even since early May, he's been hitting better from the right side. I'm going to pull up his StatCast numbers too. I think that there's certainly some room for improvement, but there's a lot of positive, a lot of red for a kid who's 22 years old. He's improving defensively. I no longer feel like panic every time there's a ball hit to left field. And more importantly, I don't think he feels that panic. The base running is great. Somebody made a comment last night about how he pulls up a little bit too often. I do agree with that. You can be great and still imperfect, right? I mean, let's not let good be the enemy of whatever the phrase is. Fielding percentage, his arm is terrific. He's got a 90-mile-an-hour fastball from the outfield. And running, I mean, he's fast, 28.5 feet per second. Hard hit percentage is great. His walk percentage is great. He's going to continue to get better, guys. With these kind of metrics, the exit velocity is growing. It's getting better. It's over 90 miles an hour. It was 89 for much of the first part of the season. He's hitting the ball harder. He's got to work on the launch angle a little bit. He's got to work on the right side a little bit. But I feel like Jason is going to have a big year. My prediction today, Jason Dominguez with a home run off of Hunter Dobbins. All right, quick word from our sponsor. Get your predictions in the chat, then we'll finish off in just a few.
If you're one of those on-the-go people or you're skipping meals but you don't want to, there's got to be a quicker solution. We've got one for you. It's called Huel. I'm going to take a swig. Cheers to Huel. This is the Black Edition, plant-based as well. Good for me. But what do you like about it?
I like the nutrition of it, and the replacement meal is great for me. Someone always on the go. Like, man, I can just grab one of these out of my fridge, lunch, breakfast, whatever it takes. Whatever meal I'm not going to have time to eat, it fills me up, and it tastes great. You know why? Because it tastes like milkshake, ice cream, whatever you want to call it, whatever flavor you get is delicious.
35 grams of protein, 6 grams of fiber, 27 vitamins and minerals, low sugar. You can get yourself 15% off plus a free gift for new customers using the exclusive FT code FOUL, F-O-U-L, at Huel.com/FOUL. Please see our description for terms and conditions. Skip the stress, not the nutrition. Try Huel today for complete nutrition. Bottled.
All right, we got a call from Frank here.
Hey, hello. Tough loss last night, but just like your Martian replay homer, I've already watched Judge's bash over the monster, 443 feet, Lansdowne Boulevard, 116 miles an hour, flying over Crochet's head, is silencing the frickin' Red Sox fans. So anyway, let's go Yankees. Let's get this one. Let's get this series. Have a great day. Best broadcast in baseball.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate it. I've watched it a bunch of times. Like I said, every single angle. There's a great angle that's taken from the press box. And, I mean, it is beautiful. I just wish the Yankees had won the game. Call about the umpires.
Good morning, Derek. This is Milton from Texas.
Hey, Milton.
The umpires need to get reined in. I don't know who could do that. Major League Baseball.
Terminators.
We lost last night not because of the umpires per se. I think we just didn't hit. I mean, if we had hit, we would have, won the game. But I don't know if you heard that DJ was thrown out because when he rounded base, when he grounded out, and he rounded the base, he told the umpire at first base that was a brutal call, and he got tossed. There's, I've never, in 65 years watching baseball, I've never seen in the last 10 or 15 years how thin-skinned the umpires have become. First of all, they become worse. So that's number one. And then they become so thin-skinned, maybe because people do criticize them for their lack of making the proper calls, especially in balls and strikes, which is going to go away, which I'm a traditionalist, and I hate to see that go away, but something's got to give. And they're so thin-skinned, and Major League Baseball has to do something about it.
Appreciate the call, Milton. Yeah, the umpires are a real problem in Major League Baseball. If you're just joining, I had a nice little rant. I should have used rant cam about the umpires, but I've had it. I've just had it. But you're right. We didn't lose because of the umpires. We lost because we didn't hit, but umpires sure didn't help. I'll be back after the game tonight. Once again, this game is on Fox, so we're going to have John Smoltz more than likely, and that's going to suck. So good night to, time up your radio broadcast so we can listen to Susan Waldman and Dave Sims. I like Dave Sims, by the way. I've seen some mixed reactions to Sims in the comments, but I really enjoy him. I like his personality. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I will catch you after the game. Go. If you made it this far, do us a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and join our community. You can also be a part of the show by calling in at 718-899-1068. Also, part of the way that we maintain and fund all of this is through nyydesigns.shop. Check it out now. Get all sorts of fun Yankees merch, hats, hoodies, zip-ups, beanies, mugs, you name it. We've got it. Check it out, nyydesigns.shop. And check out Pinstripe Territory on all your favorite podcast platforms. We are the official Yankees podcast of the Foul Territory Network. We're here for post-game shows after every single game, and we're here before a lot of games to talk about the game, preview the lineup, the pitching matchups, and things like that. And we're here all off-season to talk about the latest in Yankees rumors, news, etc. Join our community. We'll see you next time.